All right, hello everybody, and welcome to today's Google Plus Hangout for Giving Tuesday, and called Giving Tuesday 3.0. I am Kate Sheridan, and I work at 92nd Street Y on Giving Tuesday, and I'm delighted to celebrate Giving Tuesday today with you and with the wonderful panelists that we have on our Hangout this afternoon. Before we begin, I want to wish everyone a great Giving Tuesday and to encourage everyone listening to go online, share your stories, use the hashtag Giving Tuesday to talk about your campaigns and about how you're seeing giving in your communities. We really want to hear from you. And some organizations that have had amazing experiences and great stories we're lucky enough to have on this call. And I'd like to real quick introduce you to our panelists today. We have with us Joanne Dwyer from CBS.
Hi, everyone.
We also have Mylan Fan from Camp Keswick.
Hi.
And Emily Miller from the Methodist Church.
Hi.
Thank you all so much for joining the call-in, and we're so excited to have you here to learn about your experience with Giving Tuesday this year, but also with Giving Tuesday last year. You all are back again, and having participated in past years, this Hangout will really look at what you've seen year over year, what you've learned, and any tips and advice that you have for the larger Giving Tuesday community. So with that, I'd like to ask each of you a question to begin, starting with last year, starting with 2013, what you planned, what you saw, and just real quickly, if each of you could just take a few minutes to talk about your campaigns and how you planned it last year and the results that you saw in 2013. Joanne, why don't we begin with you?
Sure. Well, happy Giving Tuesday, everybody. We're really excited to be participating in this great movement again. And we at CVS Health have more than 200,000 employees, and we hear stories all year round about how they're giving back in their communities. They have a very strong spirit of volunteerism. And last year we decided that we wanted to be able to reward our colleagues in that spirit of volunteerism. So we decided that on Giving Tuesday, through our foundation, the CVS Health Foundation, which actually gives grants to colleagues for volunteering with nonprofit organizations, that we would allow colleagues to nominate the charity of their choice in their community that they volunteer with. And we committed $25,000, and we randomly selected 25 charities from across the country that our colleagues had nominated to surprise them with $1,000 grants on Giving Tuesday. And it was a huge success, honestly. I don't think we ever imagined, one, how proud our colleagues would be, and then two, how excited our nonprofit partners would be at hearing this great news and becoming involved. And, there was some great chatter on social media about it. And it was a success not just from a colleague engagement standpoint, but also because we were able to make a huge impact in local communities for some really great charities. So we think that it embodied our company's values of caring and collaboration, but it was also a great way to participate in Giving Tuesday.
Great, thank you, Joanne. And again, I love your campaign. I love the creativity behind it and how, seeing last year, again, the energy that came around your employees tweeting and then the foundation and the company getting behind giving and the nonprofits you support. It's a really great day for cross-sector collaboration, and you guys did an awesome job with it last year. So great job, and thanks again for also being involved this year. Mylan, can you quickly talk to Camp Keswick's experience? And you had a very creative campaign last year as well.
Sure. So we at Camp Keswick operate out of, last year we operated out of 54 college chapters nationwide. This year we're at 62, which is really exciting. But last year we had all of our students set up photo booths on campus and had them had our students engage their peers and their faculty and their friends to join in on the fun, stop in at the photo booth and take a picture and share it with their followers. And we saw 1,300 photos come in using our special Giving Tuesday hashtag, which was hashtag Big Kids Give, and this year it's hashtag Help Camp Kesem. And on any given Tuesday, we usually bring in about $1,000 in donations, and last year we saw $10,000 in donations. So it was a really awesome way to see how the power of social media and the power of our student leaders can really increase the awareness and actual donations that come in to our organization.
Thanks so much. And you had the students construct those photo booths themselves, right? That was all volunteer as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got so creative. Some people just used like wrapping paper to set up a backdrop. Some people cut out little Instagram like things. I don't even know what they're called. And they got really fun, and they got fun props. It was like college students love taking selfies and love taking photos, so why not use that and have some fun with it and raise some money?
Totally. We've seen that with Giving Tuesday, especially as the unselfie hashtag's taken off, and it's just, again, we've found that if you ask people to share, they're very interested and eager to share, and there can be a lot of energy behind that. So I think, again, it's really exciting to see what you're doing. And Emily, great year for you guys last year. You had a record-breaking year. We've read so much about your campaign. We'd love to, if you don't mind just sharing a little bit of details about your strategy. I know you had a whole toolkit and plan behind last year's campaign that's also influencing this year's.
Yeah, so last year's was primarily based around social media, but we have a little bit of a lot of structure in the church. So we had to develop toolkits for missionaries, for the individual over 850 projects that we channel funds to, for the staff, for United Methodist Church members, all of those different kinds of groups. And so the campaign, though, really was all about social media and spreading the word through social, primarily through Facebook and Twitter. Last year, and it was a really beautiful day to watch what can happen when Methodists are united, which ended up becoming our theme for this year because everyone was so proud of the good that people could do last year.
That's so great, and just just to also put this out there in case anyone who's watching does not know, in 24 hours you raised over $6.5 million. Is that right?
Wow.
So,
yeah.
That's a big united community. They're doing some great things on Giving Tuesday last year. So, now that we've touched upon your campaigns last year, what are you doing? What are you doing this year, and how has it changed from last year? Have you grown? Have you changed your strategy? What exactly did you learn to influence how you were going to plan for today? Emily, why don't we start with you on this one, since we just heard about your campaign?
Sure thing. I think the main lesson that we learned last year was around matching funds, and we had a tremendous match challenge last year, as we did this year as well. But we really learned last year in hearing from our members and our donors how important it was to be really clear about the match language, about what the caps are, about what the caps for donors, the caps for projects, to really be clear about that so that the day goes smoothly. And we've heard far less confusion about that this year than we did last year. So we feel like that's been an effective strategy that we've changed a little bit from this year. We've also emphasized the match challenge a lot less this year, and really emphasized the message about being united as Methodists and not so much about the dollar amount and of the match particularly.
That's great. And how much was your match for this year?
It was $1 million.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, so it was quite a challenge.
And something that you guys did so well last year that I know from Giving Tuesday Central, we've been sharing as a model example for how people can activate their communities is your resource page, which is just such a great tool for how you can make those calls to action and use a larger message to get a lot of different voices and organizations involved. Can you talk a little bit about how you put that toolkit together and how you maybe changed it this year, learning from how it worked last year?
Sure. That gets developed by, first of all, looking at our various constituency bases and our audiences. So as I said, we have, a set that's just for missionaries who are raising funds for themselves, for projects who are raising funds for themselves, and then for, just general members and things. One thing we've added this year is we translated those toolkits into 4 languages other than English, because our projects and our missionaries really are part of a global community, and we want them to be able to be resourced as well. We've also seen this year a lot more resourcing of the projects themselves. So a lot more of our projects aren't just relying on the United Methodist Church to raise funds, but they've secured their own matching funds. They're having their own challenges. They've really, you know, learned a lot and built a lot of capacity for themselves, which will help them throughout the year as they connect with their own donor bases as well.
That's so great. So you're letting them own their own piece of Giving Tuesday.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and we're really excited to see how the day goes for you and all of your communities around the world. Let's go to Maylan, and let's hear about Camp Kesem and how your hashtag has changed since last year, how you're engaging those students again this year. What are the big plans for today?
So what we saw from last year is that our students love a Giving Tuesday, and last year it was one of the first times we've ever done a social media campaign with our students, and so we honestly didn't want to change too much about this year because we were so psyched on how it went last year. So what we're doing this year is we changed our hashtag just to switch it up and keep it fresh, and it's now Help Camp Kesem. And we incorporated that into the props that we gave all of our students. And this year we added a little twist a little twist and creativity to the props that we sent them. And so we sent them 3 signs that have sort of a retro camp feel. And so there's one in particular that says, "This Giving Tuesday, I helped kids blank. Hashtag Help Camp Kesem." And so we really wanted our students and their peers to be able to fill in the blank and say how they want to help our Camp Kesem kids this Giving Tuesday. So people have been saying, this Giving Tuesday I helped kids make friends, I helped kids find their center, I helped kids find a shoulder to lean on, I helped kids through and beyond their parents' cancer. People have been really getting creative with it, and I think what we'll see is that it will create a long-lasting bond with people that come by and participate and really think about what they want to do this Giving Tuesday and act upon that. So our students are having fun, and I think because we gave them a more unified and unique set of props, they're getting a little bit more creative with their photo booths, and we're seeing a lot of fun things happen across the country today.
I think that's great, and something that is so cool about your campaign is that you're asking people to share in a very powerful way where, you know, they can just own it. They can take that hashtag, they can use the tools that you give them, and really, you know, put their own voice behind it. And you're not talking about dollars. You're talking about how you can help people in a lot of different ways, which of course is what Giving Tuesday is all about. And but you did end up raising money last year, and I believe you're also fundraising this year. So one question that I'm sure a lot of our partners have is, as you're doing a lot of the social media activity and getting students engaged in particular, how are you seeing these online engagement activities translating into those gifts? How are you directing them to your site and seeing your campaign boost for this year?
So one of the props that we gave our students is a little flag that says donate to Camp Kesem / their chapter. So all of our students are asking their peers who come into the photo booth to use that as a prop as well. So in every picture that's being posted, someone who sees it is getting directed to their website to make a donation. And in general, I think just the upkick in awareness online has been making people or encouraging people to find out what Camp Kesem is, and when they find out what Camp Kesem is, they want to donate, and it's awesome. We're really excited about it.
I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. If anyone watching has not checked out the hashtag and followed some of the photos that are starting to come online from Camp Kesem students, they're amazing. They're so much fun. You immediately want to learn more and get involved, so it's a great way to raise awareness. I can see how it works for you. And then Joanne, you guys have made great strides over the past year, and I've been so personally excited about your campaign and how you've transformed what you did last year into how you're doing even more this year. And we're so excited for that. I'd love to hear from you, you know, a recap of the campaign for this year, and then also how you and your team thought of growing that for 2014.
Sure. So because of the overwhelming response we got from our colleagues and from our customers and everybody else, we wanted to be able to, one, engage more colleagues, so make it even bigger and better this year, and also increase the impact that we're able to have in local communities. And so we more than doubled our commitment this year, and we decided that we would give out 50 grants totaling $100,000 to nonprofit organizations across the country. And we asked our colleagues again to nominate charities of their choice, but we expanded it even more broadly to our CVS Pharmacy stores. So there's 7,800 CVS Pharmacy locations. We had a dedicated hotline that people could call into, they could email us, and people could also nominate their charity on our intranet. And we got more than 500 nominations in a couple of weeks. It was really exciting. And so we selected 50 nonprofits from across the country that are doing everything from providing healthcare services to services for the military to supporting children and social services. And we gave each of the 50 organizations $2,000. And some of those include Phoenix Children's Hospital, the American Diabetes Association in Knoxville, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, the Long Island chapter in New York, and also Operation Stand Down here in Rhode Island, which is our home state. So it was great to see all the nominations, and more importantly, it was great to see the stories from our colleagues about why they felt it was important for us to support these organizations. And one of the things we wanted to continue to do this year and really amplify and expand upon was to be able to raise awareness about Giving Tuesday. I mean, our team has seen that, you know, the movement has really, you know, picked up over the last year, and we wanted to do our part to just increase awareness about how, obviously we're a retailer, so people talk a lot about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but we wanted to talk a lot about Giving Tuesday internally and externally. We developed a toolkit for every single one of our grantees, and every colleague that nominated a charity also had access to this, which just told them a little bit about the movement and told them how they could share their story through social media. We're obviously doing traditional media outreach in all the markets where we have charities participating. And it's been great so far. So I know we're going to talk a little bit more about how the campaigns are going, but it's really been heartwarming to see all the support we've been getting on social media and to see how the colleagues in the charities are really spreading the word and asking people to give back.
That's so fantastic, and I think, you know, it's so generous of you to extend that grant and to get your employees even more involved. And you've had such an amazing response internally, and I know social media has been blowing up all day with these organizations that you're granting to. So it's just such a great campaign, and again, really, really creative. And I'm seeing a common thread between all three of you where you're using Giving Tuesday to not just talk about how you're giving, but to engage new communities. So whether you're uniting your community or you're getting employees involved or you're asking a whole student group to kind of lead their charge, you're really using this day to not just engage those communities, but also empower them to share and to spread the word and to share that wider story about the values and the mission of your organization. So I think that you know, all three of you just have amazing campaigns, all from different sectors and types of organizations, and they're really shining examples for Giving Tuesday partners to get involved. With that, I'd love to ask another question, and I'd love to see if you had one piece of advice you could share with a Giving Tuesday partner who might just be, you know, this might be their first Giving Tuesday, or maybe they're planning now for 2015. What would you tell them? And I'd love, Joanne, if I could start with you, that would be great.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think that the best part about Giving Tuesday is that really every single person can get involved. We're a huge company, obviously. We have 200,000 employees. We have 7,800 retail stores, and we have corporate hubs all across the country. And so we're able to use our sort of size and scale and scope to be able to spread the word about Giving Tuesday and also to be able to have an impact in communities. But I mean, whether somebody just wants to go out and volunteer for the day, make a personal donation, or use their social channels or other communications channels just to talk to their friends and family and others about the importance of giving back. I think that, you know, the most important thing about Giving Tuesday is that it's an opportunity for us to reflect on what the holiday season's really about, which is giving back and helping those people who need it most. So my one piece of advice would be pick one thing or pick a couple things and do them and just help give back in your own community and help spread the word about it too.
Couldn't agree more, and I think that, you know, Giving Tuesday is a great way to kick off the holiday season, but like you said, you know, get that focus back, really talk about how people can get involved in their communities and give. Emily, what would be your tip? You guys have had such great campaigns over the past year, and then this year looks like it's even bigger, so we'd love to hear it. What would you tell a partner today if they were getting involved?
Yeah, thanks. I'd really, what we found to be really successful and important in that spirit of the holiday season and of Giving Tuesday is to really tell the impact stories, to look at previous years or even just kind of ongoing work that your organization may be involved in, and tell the story of what was made possible only because of participation in Giving Tuesday. So, for example, I mean, because we have organizations that are seeking funds and doing fundraising all year long, we know, though, that, you know, this project in Tanzania, for example, was only able to dig a well because of funds they received that were given on Giving Tuesday last year. So for our donor base, those are really important, and it's easy in a large church organization to kind of get lost in that bureaucracy. And it's important to remind people that these gifts and this involvement, whatever that looks like, is touching real people's lives and having a real impact. And it's not just about not shopping; it's about making a real difference.
Again, great piece of advice. Mylan, what would be your advice?
My advice for any new partners getting into Giving Tuesday, and I think it's actually a common thread that I've seen amongst the 3 or 4 of us, is that make a toolkit. Like, it's the easiest way to get that many more people involved. You tell them what you want them to tweet. You tell them when you want them to tweet it, and like pictures that they can use, and the messaging that you really want to get across. It's the easiest and best way to really make sure that the clear message that you have is getting communicated the way that you want it communicated. And what I also think is a great thing to include in your toolkit, and Giving Tuesday does such an awesome job at this, is press releases. Because what I've seen with our students is that we've given them our Camp Kesem tailored Giving Tuesday press releases, and they've gotten so much press on their own today, which is great for them for their Giving Tuesday campaigns, but also because so much of our organization is about developing our student leaders and giving them real life skills. And so now they're able to take this awesome campaign and really apply it and learn a lot that will take them so much further than just today. So I'm all about the toolkits. I used to not be, and now I totally am.
I kind of feel for you there on the toolkits, and Giving Tuesday is very toolkit happy. We have a lot of toolkits on our site, lots of resources which you're welcome to use and to customize and translate for your own organization, any of our graphics, our logos. So, through today, after today, looking towards next year, always feel free just to stop by our website, givingtuesday.org, and check out the toolkits that we have and how you can create them for your own campaign. So we have about 5 minutes left, but we still have more than half a day left for Giving Tuesday and more hours elsewhere. So we'd love to hear where you are with your campaigns and kind of give us a quick status update and where you're looking to go. And Emily, is it okay if we start with you?
Sure. As I said, our tally gets a little bit trickier in terms of the finances because we are channeling our own funds, but also that with the people donate to us directly, but also we have over 850 projects and over 300 missionaries that are, some of which are developing their own campaigns. So we won't kind of know the big picture until probably later this week, but it's been going really well so far. One of the main things, sorry, this is another piece of advice, but is to make sure as much as possible, and my team has really done an amazing job at making sure that all of your systems are in place so that your website doesn't crash, so that you know, all of your donation pages are squared away in advance. You've got customer service ready to go if people are calling during the day. And we've really seen, we're very excited in the office, but we're also much calmer than last year because we worked so hard to get everything in place well before. So it's been a really fun day. After we're done with this, I'm going to go eat pizza in the break room with everybody and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Fantastic. Joanne, let's hear from you.
Well, it's been a great day so far, and I know we said that, you know, we've been seeing through social media how excited everybody is and how they're spreading the word, but we've also just been flooded with calls and emails from our colleagues who feel a tremendous sense of pride that their company is supporting their volunteer efforts in this unique way. Whether their charity was selected or not, it's just a fun activity for them to become involved in, but also from the nonprofit partners that actually got the grants. We gave $2,000 grants to 50 organizations, and I got an email from an organization called Victory Junction Camp in North Carolina, and they said that for 1 week it costs $2,500 for a child that has a medical condition or is chronically ill to attend their camp. So our grant is going to be able to help a child attend camp and get the experience of just being a kid and having fun at no cost to their family. So when you get messages like that and you hear things like that, it really puts into perspective why it's so important for people to participate in this kind of a great activity.
That's so great, and what a powerful story to hear, especially, I mean, I think those stories, we're hearing a lot of them through Giving Tuesday, and it just really puts everything in perspective, and, you know, when you're engaging online, when you're giving a grant, you know, you can have tremendous impact and really change lives. And I think it's so great that all these organizations are participating today, and you know, the partners are really doing the work. So we thank you all for what you're doing. Mylon, let's hear from you. How is today going?
Today is going really well. We have gotten a lot of press, as I mentioned earlier, locally within all of our chapters. So that's exciting to see. And we have about 300 plus photos being tagged Help Camp Kesem on Instagram right now. And I say plus because I think there's so many private accounts that you just like don't get to see when things like that come in. And then as far as donations go, I just got a little note saying that we're at like $9,000 already today, which is like we're about to pass where we were last year. At the end of the day, so I have very high hopes to see what we will be at the end of Giving Tuesday today. And it's only 10:30 my time, so let's see.
So exciting. It's 1:30 East Coast time in New York, so we're kind of halfway through our day, but we're very much staying up with everyone on the West Coast and very looking forward.
And we just want to thank you because you guys, you know, inspire everybody all around the globe to participate in this movement. So thanks for everything that you guys are doing and for making Giving Tuesday such a huge success.
Oh, well, thank you. It wouldn't be a success without you and all of our many partners who are participating. So to everyone listening, thank you. Happy Giving Tuesday. Share your stories. Share your advice and tips. We're always learning. And thanks so much. Make sure to check out CVS, the United Methodist Church in Camp Kesem today. Look at their photos, hear updates on their campaigns, and happy Giving Tuesday, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.